right, so here's a quick walkthrough on how to change the SIM card on the MR1100 or the Netgear Nighthawk M1. So you'll notice you have basic display pattern, or basically display on here. This will show you what your SSID is and things of that nature. There's also a little light right here that will come on whenever it's turned on. On the back side, you have a little access panel. If you pull it back toward the way that the arrows are pointed, it'll pop right off. You can flip it over. On the inside, you have a battery and a reset button here. If you ever have to reset the device for any reason, you can take a paper clip or a pin or something, hold that down for about 15 seconds, let it go, and the device will go back to manufacturer settings. You also have the battery, which if you're getting it new out of the box, will have to be installed. If you take that battery out, you have all of your modem information in there, as well as your spot for your SIM card. That SIM card is easy. It just slips right in and out. So you take your finger, pull it out, and that SIM card then pulls right out. When you install that SIM card, if you have to do a replacement or something of that nature, just make sure that you are placing it the same direction and the same orientation that it shows right here. So that little wedge needs to be at the top left corner when you have it in this orientation. Put it down, slip it in, make sure that the pins are face down so that they make contact with the device itself. When you put your battery back in, just make sure that these 4 battery pins align with these 4 connectors right here to make sure they have good contact and so that the power goes in properly. Once you do that, reinstall your battery, put your cover back on, make sure you feel it click, and you can go from there. On the back side, you have an Ethernet port or an RJ45 port that is to go into a wireless router or directly into your device if you so choose. You have your USB charge port right here, that is a USB-C, and then you have an Ethernet or a USB port right here that you can work with as well if you want to do external storage or something like that. Now you also have these little rubber bumpers right here. You can actually take them off to expose the TS9 ports on here. That is if you want to install an external antenna of some sort, if you need additional signal gain on there, be that an out-of-the-box window cling antenna that you can get off of something like Amazon, or we have some more professional options that may be available for you as well. Once all that's done, hold down the power button right here for a couple of seconds, and your device will turn on. It'll take a couple of seconds to go through. It'll just display Netgear. There's that little power indicator that I was talking about. That'll also show whether or not it's getting signal. Give it a couple of seconds to go through the boot stage. It'll show, generally this takes about 15, well, really 30 seconds or so for it to be fully booted. It's a pretty quick boot up process. Once it is booted, the one thing that you need to know on here, it will tell you how much gigabyte or how many gigabytes of data you have used so far. And then it'll give you a small signal indicator right here, so how many bars are on there. It doesn't give you any raw statistics on there. We have another tutorial on how to check that on our website. But you can also scroll through and toggle through all of the available other indicators on this LED screen by just toggling your power button right here. So if you have Wi-Fi set up on this device, then it'll tell you what your network name and password are for that as well, and you can go from there. If for some reason you have that device disconnected or your SIM card is not installed properly, more than likely what it'll say is mobile broadband disconnected, and this light where it's flashing blue right now will start flashing red. Thank you.